Hello everybody, my name is Jonathan and welcome to Barely Unboxed. We are back with another MotU video, but this time it's Masters of the Universe X Thundercats. I have been extremely excited for these to come out. I had all of these pre-ordered the moment they were announced that you could pre-order them. I pre-ordered them on Amazon, and then the orders were supposed to come out around July, like the third week of July or something like that, around my birthday, basically. So I was really excited I was going to get them for my birthday, basically. But then they got pushed back to like September, and then I found Lion-O at a Target, and then I found Battle Cat at the same Target like a week later. So I was really, really excited. I picked them up. I had some issues canceling the order for the two of them from Amazon for whatever reason. I had to contact customer support, and they made a ticket. It was a whole thing. But anyway, that's besides the point. The other two, Cheetara and Skell-Ra here, I kept the orders for, and they actually arrived just a couple days ago. And I wasn't expecting them until September. So there are 3 more figures in this line that they do not show on the back of here yet. And those come out supposedly in October, but we will see. So this is the one I'm super excited for. This is Battle Cat-Man, the most powerful cat in the universe. And I think he looks so awesome. He is basically He-Man, but it's Battle Cat. Because, Thundercats are all about humanoid cat characters. Now, there is a He-Man figure coming out in the second wave of these. And so kind of interesting. I thought basically he was going to be the version of He-Man for this line. But we are getting a He-Man. We're also getting Panthro and Tigra. So we have 4 figures to look at today. The packaging for these is very in line with other Masters of the Universe figures. It has the artwork. It shows Battle Cat-Man battling against Beast-Man, and he looks very much just like what I would expect Beast-Man to look like, with some slight differences. Like, he has like this harness going on. There is a comic book included, and he has claws down here that you can attach to him. And obviously you can take his helmet off too. They even show that on the back. He looks so amazing. He's probably my favorite in the line just for design. So we are going to take a look at all 4 of these. Let me show you the barcode before I forget. So there's the barcode. And then it doesn't show Skell-Ra on the back of this. So I'm kind of curious now. I haven't really looked at this packaging too much. So it just shows the other 3 on the back of his packaging. And this packaging is awesome. It shows basically Skeletor that's sort of a Mumm-Ra looking version of him. And he's morphing into Skell-Ra. That's really cool. It even has a little blurb. It says, Skeletor discovered the mysterious Black Pyramids on Eternia. Now, with the strength of Mumm-Ra granted to him by the ancient spirits of evil, Skell-Ra, the ever-living, comes after the power of Grayskull, and he is more dangerous than ever before. And I think the cool thing about this figure is that you can change it to just be Mumm-Ra, which is probably what I'm going to do, because all of the Thundercats characters, other than Battle Cat-Man, because he's a new character, they have the ability to transform with their extra pieces into their just normal Thundercats looking versions of themselves, like this right here. This is really cool. It does have a blurb about each one of these on the back. This is Cheetara's barcode, if you want to look for her. I haven't seen her in any stores or Skell-Ra in any stores yet. And there's Skell-Ra's barcode. And then last, but certainly not least, we have Lion-O, the Lord of the Thundercats. And he looks pretty awesome. He comes with the Sword of Omens, and you can even sheath it on his back. And then it has artwork of what his like regular look is. So here is his barcode. So I think we'll actually start with him because he is the leader. So let me look at this. This says Lion-O, Lord of the Thundercats, battles back the ancient forces of evil from Third Earth to Third Eternia. And here's Skell-Ra, who he's fighting. So I think the coolest thing about these is that it's like they landed on Eternia instead of the other planet that they normally land on. Third Earth, I guess, is where they normally are located, if I'm remembering right. It's been a while since I have seen Thundercats, but it is one of my favorite cartoons for sure. All right, so here is the comic book that you get, and it does show He-Man on it right here, and Panthro is right here. And then it has, I don't know who, I'm not sure if that's Tigra. That might be, yeah, I think that's Tigra wearing the mask. So that's really cool. And then it just has the cross sail on the back of the three figures. And I love these comics. They're really short reads, but sometimes they have a lot of dialogue. But they have really just cool artwork in them. And that's the end. It's very, very short. So, and like most MotU figures, MotU Origins figures, I think every single one of them comes with this, and it shows you how to transform him back and forth. So we are going to do that today. I'll probably leave him in this form for my collection. I don't know. We'll see. I might end up liking his like more He-Man looking design than his normal one. So let me get him out of here, and then we'll take a look. Here is Lion-O right out of his packaging, and like I'm used to with MotU Origins figures is they feel so nice. They feel like really high quality. The finishes are so nice on these figures. He has a really cool looking face. Mine has a really nice screening or printing or whatever you want to call it. Oh, and you can see his hair actually does come off. But as far as articulation goes, he's going to be very much similar to all the other Origins figures. His head is on a ball joint. But you got to be careful because that hair keeps wanting to come off. But his shoulder is also like on this type of joint that goes up and spins around. He is a little stiff out of the box. And then he has this arm bracer on this side with a lion or a tiger or something, some sort of cat. It's very cool. It looks more like a lion. And then he has the gauntlet that he normally has. It can't hold anything though. It's just a fist. But he does come with an alternate hand that you can use in place of that. I really like the pose of this hand. It looks great. He has the waist joint, and that's because these are modular figures, and you can take them apart. You can mix and match between the male figures and the female figures because they have very different proportions. You can sometimes mix them together, but it looks weird. He has the upper leg joint at the waist or hip or whatever you want to call that. He has the knee joint, but the knee also spins, and his boot spins, and his foot goes up and down and spins. And all these figures are pretty much going to have the same articulation because they're meant to be modular, to be able to mix and match. And so much articulation gives you the ability to pose them so that they can stand without any sort of help, which I think is awesome. So he also comes with the Sword of Omens, which this is awesome. It has the symbol that he like would shine up into the sky to call the rest of his team, but it also has the eye so that like he can put it up to his face. I don't know if I can do this.
Sword of Omens, give me sight beyond sight.
Not very well. All right, so and then he has the alternate boots and the alternate belt so that you can change him into his normal form as well as his hair. So that's really cool. So let's just pose him with his sword right now and see what that looks like. That is pretty cool. I don't know if he can hold it up. Let's see if he can get it up to his face so he can do the thing. He doesn't want to hold on to it very well. Okay, so we do have the ability to get it up to his face somewhat. So he's supposed to like peer through that, like to call on the power of his team and all that kind of stuff, and the power of the Thundercats. It's been so long since I've seen it. I almost said the power of Grayskull, but maybe he does. Actually, I think Battle Cat Man probably calls on the power of Grayskull. So now we're going to transform him. So the hair does come right off. It has sort of like a notch up inside it. Let me see if I can get the camera to focus on it. There it is. And that is because like he has a little notch in the front and the back that it kind of snaps into. And then let's see, take off these boots. See how easy this is. Very nice. Now, the difference with these figures, from what I understand, is the feet come off. Yep, the feet come off. So that is a new thing for these. And I wonder which boot is which. Does it have a left and right? Oh, it does. So one says L2 and one says R1 in the top. So that's pretty cool. And I wonder if the feet do too. It looks like they do. Let's see. It's like in this recessed part. Yeah, left and right. That is really good because I would probably have been here all day trying to figure out which one was which. There we go. Okay, there we go. And then this should bend, although it doesn't want to. What is going on there? There we go. It's just a little stiff out of the box. All right, and then we take this off, and this should pop off. And then this can go here. Very cool. And then you can take off. Oh, we didn't try putting his sword in the back. Let me put his hair on for this. So that's what it looks like with the sword in the back. All right, because he's not going to be able to do that once we get this gauntlet off. And you can also take his hands off, which you need to take that. And this just slid right off his arm. I should have showed that on camera, but yeah. And then this harness just pops right off. It has like a little closure in the back that just comes undone. All right, so let's get. I'm really excited to see what he's going to look like in his classic Thundercats look. And of course, for photos at the end of the video, I'm going to have to put them all back into their like Eternia looks, just so I can get some good pictures of them all together. Okay, I should have waited probably and did this all at the end, but that's okay. All right, so here he is. And then this gauntlet can go on the side here. Like that, which is where I think he would hold it when he wasn't using it. So there we have Lion-O in his just classic Thundercats look. And this is amazing. I mean, this, by the way, this piece up here is like a separate plastic piece that's over top of the body. But I don't know if it can come off. It didn't seem like it would come off. So, all right, so there we have Lion-O in his classic look. And I did want to show you behind the figure is the Thundercats logo, which I thought was really cool. I really need to get a shirt with the Thundercats on it. I wore my Masters of the Universe shirt because it is Masters of the Universe figures, so I thought that was fitting. But yeah, I really need to get a Thundercats shirt in a 2XL size. All right, I think we're gonna do Cheetara next. We're gonna save Battle Cat-Man, I think for last maybe. All right, so her blurb up here says, "Beware, forces of evil. Nothing in the universe can match the speed of the Thundercats' ferocious warrior Cheetara." And she's fighting. It looks like a slightly different version of Trapjaw. He has kind of like what looks sort of like a gun arm, and his helmet is slightly different. So that's really interesting. I'm wondering if we'll get these other figures in the line. I'm hoping that we get to see Snarf. Like, how would they do Snarf? Is he going to be mixed with Orko? Or is he going to have just his own kind of look? And how would they do Snarf? Would he be his own figure? Would he come as like sort of a pet with one of the other figures? Because I think there are already more versions of him coming out in the line. And it would be cool if they included Snarf with that. So this one comes with the same comic, so no need to look at that. But she comes with her own specific pamphlet for her, showing how she changes. I will admit, her third Eternia look is pretty cool. So, all right. So yeah, she looks great. Now let me get her out of here, and then we'll take a look. And here is Cheetara out of her packaging. She looks really awesome. I have also got a really good face on this one. That's always one thing I'm worried about when I order these online, is whether or not I will get like kind of a wonky looking face. She looks great. She even has a gauntlet that has her staff in it where it looks all short. And then she has the staff where it's all long because it extends in the cartoon. It has a texture to it too. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but it has like a wooden kind of texture to it. You can feel it definitely. So there's Cheetara with her staff, and then also the short staff. And then yeah, she has all the same articulation as Lion-O. Yep, everything is pretty much the same. So she looks really cool. I actually really like this like rubber piece that goes over her outfit. It just looks really well done. It has a lot of detail to it. It's very ornate. See that? It's really cool. And it doesn't make her look too bulky either, which is something I was kind of wondering about. All right, so let's transform her into her original Thundercats form. Wow, her boot came off super easy on that first one. All right, take the feet off. I love this removable feet. I'm wondering if that's something that we'll see continue into the He-Man figures and not just these. I'm trying to find... Okay, so this is left, this is right. I'm trying to see. It's really hard to see what's in there. Is that an R? Yeah, that's an R. And I think, yeah, this is an R. Okay. So as long as you get the first foot and leg matched up, then you're good to go on the second one. Yeah, I am absolutely loving these new Thundercats figures because I have a couple Lion-O figures and Snarf from the Super 7, I think it is who makes them, and they're super expensive for one thing. These were only $20 each, whereas the Super 7 ones are like, I think they're like $50 or more sometimes, and if you miss out, then you're basically, if you miss out, you miss out. You have to pay a lot of extra money to get them after that. I'm trying to figure out, how does this outer piece come off? Oh, it just comes off like it would on kind of like a doll, honestly. That's actually really cool. Now, do I leave her bracelet on? I don't. And I also don't leave on her gauntlet. And so their hands come off on these really smaller arms too. And the peg is huge inside that, oddly enough. So I think, you could take the hands off, and I think this would make this a lot easier, but look at that. That just comes right off. I wonder if that fits on other female He-Man figures like Teela or She-Ra. Probably depends on what their outfits are already, because her outfit underneath, or her body out underneath, is very minimalist. Oh, she looks great with the hair on. And there is Cheetara in her classic Thundercats look. This looks fantastic. The sculpt on her is amazing. Oh wow, I'm loving these. These are really, really well made. Like, I'm even kind of, I know this might sound silly, but I'm getting chills with how cool they are. Like, that's how excited I am about these. These are so cool. I really hope they continue this line and continue making characters. I would love to see Wily Kit and Wily Cat, especially. Maybe they would be like a 2-pack. That would be cool. Like a 2-pack, maybe a 3-pack. Wily Kid, Wily Cat, and Snarf could all come in a 3-pack in a box like this. If that's not your idea, Mattel, then you can steal my idea. Just send me one for free. Alright, so next we're going to open Skell-Ra. Because like I said, I'm saving Battle Cat for last because he's the one I'm really looking forward to, and I want to just prolong that. So I think we already looked at his barcode, but there it is again, just in case I forgot. Let's see if I can't figure this box out. Okay, there we go. I already ripped the box. Look at that. I do sometimes keep the boxes for these ones, these like bigger boxed ones, because you can technically put them back in here. Oh, there's a lot going on in here. So he has like capes, and there's some sort of like, I don't know what those are. They look like cards of some sort. Let me get this out of here, and then we'll figure that out. So unfortunately, to get these out, I did have to rip that. That would have been really cool to have as like a backdrop to take pictures. So I'm a little bummed about that. But before I even get him out of there, I do want to show you these. These are like really nice cardstock cards, and it has Mumm-Ra and Skeletor. And if you want to pause the video and read their little bios, go right ahead. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it does say Mumm-Ra, the ever-living, and Skeletor, evil lord of destruction. And then when you flip them around, they connect together to create one image of them together. And it says, Skell-Ra, the ever-living evil of Eternia. This is awesome. This is so cool. I was not expecting to have something like that in there. There's no comic book with him, though, which is fine because all the comic books are the same for the first wave. But here are the instructions on how to change him out, which isn't very much. It's just like the head and the body pieces and the harness. So I can't wait to see what this looks like. Alright, he had, oddly enough, the least amount of plastic fasteners holding him in. So here is what he looks like right out of the packaging without attaching the wings or anything yet. He looks amazing. Look at this face. He has like one eye is like slightly closing and the other one isn't. And the way they did the pupils, this looks epic. Now, I wish this would glow in the dark, but it does not seem to. So, unfortunately, yeah. But that would have been really cool. I really like it when toys include a glow-in-the-dark aspect but don't tell you about it and you kind of figure it out on your own. But anyway, he has a really thick body compared to Lion-O. You see the size difference on these? It's amazing. I think he looks so awesome. Like, wow. Okay, and he comes with these wings that are double-sided. One side is red, and the other side is like this kind of it's more of a dark, it's not black. It kind of looks black on camera, but it's more of a purpley, bluish, kind of navy or night sky blue. I don't know. And I think it's because when you, you flip them around. So for Skeletor, they go on this way. So the red is in the back, like that. So that is what he looks like, and then it's red on the back, which is really cool. And then he also comes with this double-bladed weapon, and it has like snakes on it. I'll show you up close, but here's what he looks like holding it. But yeah, it has like little snakes on it, which is really cool. Yeah, he looks awesome, and he's so bulky, and I think that's so cool. And he can stand up pretty easily, actually. So that's great. All right, so now we need to transform him into just Mumm-Ra. So it's kind of interesting that it goes from being just Mumm-Ra to Skell-Ra, and there's no like Skeletor. Like they didn't give you like just the hood, but this piece does come off with the horns, and he's just a skeleton underneath. Look at how cool that is. That looks really cool. In fact, let's see what that looks like. Whoops, sorry, I'm knocking over Cheetara. Let's see what this looks like just without all the stuff. Get an idea. Oh, it looks like he's giving thumbs up. He's like, thumbs up. That's actually really cool. And he has like the Mumm-Ra logo, which when you have this on is covered up by like the same logo. It's kind of funny. All right, so let's take his head off. It would have been cool if his jaw moved. I mean, it's rubber, so it does kind of like do that, but it doesn't. It's not articulated. All right, so do we take the boots off for him? We do not. Okay, so I'm finished putting him together. All right, and here is Mumm-Ra in all his glory. This is epic. This is amazing, and he, like I was saying earlier, there's the Super 7 figures of these, and they're a lot more expensive. In fact, they even have some where they look like the old style, and they don't have a lot of articulation, and those are still like $30. And I think him, let me check real quick. I feel like he was only like $30 or $40. And you basically get like all these extra pieces to make different characters. And I think that's awesome. Let me see. So he is currently on sale at $30 on Amazon just for this guy, which that is a steal for this figure, I gotta say. I will put links to all of these on Amazon down below, so if you want to order them through that. And just so you know, when you order through those links, there's a possibility that I might make a commission. And I do want to thank everyone out there for ordering things through those links, because I did just receive a gift card for just over $13, which I think is awesome. And that'll help go towards my next toy purchase on Amazon that I'll do a video for. So thank you so much, everyone. Whoever it was doing those, ordering through those links, sorry. Thank you so much. So he is awesome. I think the only thing I would change is the inside of his mouth isn't painted. And I feel like painting that a darker color, you can see he has a tongue in there. I think that would look really cool because it's painted, or it's darker on the packaging. So that might be something I can do myself, obviously, because I do like to customize figures and stuff like that. So we'll try that maybe not for this video, but in the future, near future. All right, so let me get these over here. I love this skull head so much. This is really just making me smile. I love the face. It's kind of goofy in some ways. It's very Halloween-y. All right, so the last one we will be looking at today is Battle Cat-Man. And here is Battle Cat-Man's blurb. It says, after the destruction of Thundera, Battle Cat-Man crashed on Third Eternity and now proudly protects his adopted home world. So in this storyline, it sounds like he's actually from the same place that the Thundercats are from. So that's actually interesting. I wonder how that works. Because he looks just like Battle Cat. I'm guessing it's just an alternate reality. And maybe He-Man lends his power to him like he does normally. Like when he turns Cringer into Battle Cat. So I don't know. Again, he comes with the same comic book, but he does have the pamphlet. And it shows how to just turn him back into just a normal cat with no accessories. So it's kind of weird. Like, nothing really special. He's just a cat. So maybe that's what he looks like before he transforms. Alright, so he doesn't have a lot going on here. Let me get him out of here and we'll look. Alright, and here is Battle Cat-Man right out of his packaging. He was the easiest one to get out of the packaging. He didn't have a lot holding him in, and he doesn't come with a lot of accessories because he's already wearing most of them. But he looks awesome. He does have these claws right here. They're kind of a coppery, shiny plastic, which I think is really cool. And these just snap onto like his hands, I guess. Let me see. Is it? I don't know. I thought they just snapped onto his hands. It's they attach kind of weird. They just kind of like go right over his fingers, and then he has the claws like that. Very, very cool. I actually think that looks really cool with his thumb sticking out still. I like that. And then these also, I believe, well, he has these on the back, but I don't see any way for these to attach to that. They don't have like a little post, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Yeah, it doesn't seem like these fit on there. So I'm not sure what... Honestly, I don't know what that's for. Does it say? It doesn't say on there, and it doesn't really say on here either. I don't know. Maybe, you could totally put those wings from Mumm-Ra on his back. That'd be kind of weird. But yeah, so this is Battle Cat-Man, and he's awesome. Let's take his helmet off. So the helmet, it just comes right off. And here is what his face looks like. And oh my goodness, he's amazing looking. He's really adorable. I love this. Oh, that's so cool. He has kind of like a beard kind of thing going on with his fluff. That is really cool. I do kind of want to see what he looks like without all the armor on. So let's see that. All right, and here he is without all his armor on, and he's really cool looking. I'm guessing maybe in the storyline he crashes on the planet like this, and then when given the power from He-Man, he transforms, or I don't know, because he does have the Thundercats logo on his armor, so maybe not. I am curious. Some of these pieces, you can see this is a lot bigger because it fits on the Mumm-Ra body. But let's see about Lion-O. Okay, so Lion-O's body also is a lot smaller, so that won't fit on him, but I'm going to try it just to see. Yeah, it doesn't really fit because they're different sizes, so that's kind of a bummer. So I guess his body is very different than Lion-O's. So that's kind of cool to see different variety, but then like the pieces don't mix and match as easily. I have little bits of plastic falling off here and there, but that always happens with these. So yeah, so he does have the same articulation as Lion-O as well. So very cool. He doesn't come with alternate boots, so there is that. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah, he looks so awesome. Let's see what he looks like with the others. Yeah, it's a good size. He's kind of like, I imagine Panthro might also be this same body type because Panthro was always a little bigger. And Tiger's probably more like Lion-O's body type maybe. Or maybe the He-Man is more like his body type. I don't know. We'll find out when those other three figures come out. And I'll definitely be doing a review of those as soon as I get them. So look for that in the near future, probably sometime in October, hopefully, when they ship. So I hope you enjoyed taking a look at these Thundercats figures today. I know I had a lot of fun. Let's bring them in for a closer look before I sign out. There we go. And then there's Cheetara. These are really awesome figures. I definitely recommend these if you can find them. I know they are showing up in stores. Like I just saw Lion-O at Walmart yesterday. They have like a whole display at Walmart of action figures, like in the toy area, and it's really cool. So go check that out. That'll be in a future video. I'll be showing that during a toy hunt. So look for that. Also, subscribe if you're not subscribed and hit that bell for notifications so you'll get notified every time I put up a video. Use that subscription tab to keep track of all my videos. I put out videos every week. Leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear what you think. Who was your favorite figure and which outfit did you like the best for each figure? I think my favorite is Battle Cat-Man, and I kind of like him without the armor. But I think he looks really cool with the armor too. So yeah, I definitely would pick Battle Cat-Man. I've always been a huge Battle Cat and Cringer fan, so it's awesome to have this humanoid version of him. I love him so much. All right, well, I hope you liked the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Look down below in the description for links if you want to purchase these and other links that help you support my channel. My different social media links are down there for eBay, Instagram. So take a look at that. I hope that you enjoyed this. Again, take care out there. I love you guys. Bye. A special shout out to all my members. Thank you guys so much. Also, thank you to all my subscribers, new and old. Without you, these videos would not be possible. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.